and welcome back to my little corner of the internet where I like to talk about some witchy shit, some health shit, and some political shit. So, Daisy is joining us this morning because that is what she feels like doing. And when you're as cute as this, it's really hard to say no, right? I know I am an enabler, but she's very cute. I love her. And she has really been helping me the last couple of days. Well, last couple of years, let's be honest. Yeah. Dogs are wonderful. This little girl, all of ours have been adopted or found, rescued somehow. This little girl, her dad loved her so much. She was originally dumped on his property over in Texas, and I don't know how somebody could do that. Just dump a dog on somebody else's property with no regard, because there's wildlife out there, and she was a little pupper. Yeah, so he loved her and loved her and loved her, named her Daisy. His name was Duke. So yeah, and he used to be a paratrooper. So he was an adventure dude, and she definitely has an adventure soul. And they lived together for a bit, and one day her daddy went to the hospital, wasn't feeling good, and was never able to come home. So that's how we got Daisy. And she has been a member of our family since. She is a very wonderful, sweet, pillow humping dog. But yeah. Anywho, I can't say no if she wants to sit in my lap sometimes, even if it's uncomfortable for me. But let's get into some of the political stuff that's going on right now. Trump is still refusing to concede. The Electoral College said that Biden won. Mitch McConnell admitted that Biden is president-elect and will be sworn in next month. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I don't know why Trump just keeps refusing to admit reality, you know? Yes, a lot of people voted for him, but you know what? A lot more people voted for his opponent. A lot more people voted for not Trump. Even if you didn't like Biden, a lot of people ended up voting for him because he wasn't Trump. It's plain and simple. It's funny, when the election was going on and I had voted, and it's like, huh. I was so enamored with the idea of not Trump that I let it like slip my mind that Kamala Harris was going to be VP, and all the whole awesome implications that it brings, you know? And usually implications is associated with negative things. But this time it's like, oh my gosh, all the great things that are going to happen. She's a trailblazer, and I grew up in the town next to her. You know, it's just some hometown female pride. But I was so enamored with the not Trump thing. But I don't know what's going to happen with the political realm between now and when Biden is sworn in. What is Trump going to do between now and then? He's already taken steps to dismantle things. He's swearing in new people. He's like assigning people to positions. It's like, dude, it's like rearranging chairs on the Titanic as it's going down. It's already hit the iceberg. It's already flooding. It's already like capsizing. Yeah, people are already in the water. Yeah, because he threw them there. But it'll be interesting to see. I just hope that we survive until then, because if the situation that's going on in the world right now, with the beer sickness, if it wasn't politicized initially, then we wouldn't be where we are now. It has been estimated that, what is it? 500,000, I think, people in the United States are forecast to die because of it. Like, I think it's by the time that the vaccine or something like that are end of the year, We've already lost the equivalent of several large towns. I don't know why it's so hard to just wear a piece of cloth over your face. You wear a piece of cloth usually over your body because if you want to go into a facility or a restaurant or something like that, they usually have this sign, or it's implied, no shirt, no shoes, no service. You got no problem with those things. You know, it's ridiculous. It's sad. It's maddening. I'm within the vulnerable population, so every time I see something like that in the news, it's a kick in the teeth. It's like, people like me, we don't matter. We're the expendables, you know. Meanwhile, look at all the accomplishments that people like me have done, you know, and all the things that we will accomplish if we're able to survive. You know, I don't go out that much because of it. And when I do, it's like I wear a mask, I don't touch anyone, you know, I have not seen my family, none of that. And people are going out and having parties and get-togethers. One waitress that I saw in a video, I think it happened last month, two guys came in to a Denny's, I think it was, and she was wearing a mask as dictated by health, you know. They walked in not wearing masks, they citing a religious exception, and then within like 30 seconds they said, yeah, I just don't want to wear one. And that waitress quit on the spot because they were putting her life and those other patrons in the restaurant at risk. Personally, I don't think that restaurants and such should be open right now because we have a government that has failed us. They are open. Small businesses are getting like GoFundMe and having to rely on people buying gift cards only to stay afloat, you know, because the government has failed us. Trump has failed us repeatedly. It's maddening. But all I'm saying is don't put your health at risk. Don't put other people's health at risk. So that's the political and a little bit of medical. I'm still waiting on my caregiver stuff, and I'm going to be running out of one of my medications because for some reason my neurologist will not prescribe it in longer than 1 month doses. So if I forget to reorder it, because it comes to me via USPS, and with everything that's going on in like the mail system, as well as it's the holiday season and people are sending things to people, I don't know when I'm going to get it. So I'm going to, I guess, be going through withdrawals for that. So that's awesome. Yeah, so that's medical and witchy shit. You ready for a little witchy shit? I think you are. I changed my background too, so it's a little bit more witchy. You can see some of one of my altars. One of the things that helps me, especially there was an eclipse and a new moon, and sometimes that can bring chaos when all you really are seeking is clarity. One of the things that can help is a vision board, especially if you're not write down on a list kind of a person, you know, so it's like written out in words. Yeah, I know that's kind of redundant, but one of the things that can help with a vision board is you can see the pictures, and sometimes pictures can bring about emotions or other ideas that, oh yeah, I want to do this and this and this. Sometimes vision boards can be helpful when planning like your long-term goals or even your 1 month goals. My partner and I had a discussion last night, and we kind of came up with a 1 year goal. And it's definitely going to require time, effort, research, and a vision board, because that's what is going to help to make everything, or hopefully a majority of things, go a little bit smoother than what would happen if we didn't use one. Yeah, it's some people are more write it out on a list, other people are more visual. But find whatever works for you. If you're feeling like overwhelmed by so many thoughts and ideas and concepts and stuff, make a vision board. Or, you know how like they have like the brainstorming bubbles that are like this, and then they have all the little shootouts and then more bubbles out there to see how everything is related and how you can do it. Oh, yeah, vision boards. That's for the witchy shit. And also for the witchy shit is something that I personally have been battling for years, if not decades. I am at peace with my past. Yeah, that's a difficult one sometimes, especially if you have experienced a lot of trauma. Yeah, because that shit can haunt you for life. But, yeah, I think just talking about it sometimes helps to almost desensitize it, which can be a good thing because then you don't have the same emotional response to the trigger. But that's sometimes easier said than done. I looked up like some of the people that caused me trauma. Yeah, I still know their names, of course. I looked them up online, and a lot of them are still in the same area where we grew up. And I understand if it's a small town where you grew up, and sometimes that's what small town is, you know, you don't leave. But it was not a small town where we grew up in the Bay Area. And a lot of them have not left the area, which to each their own, but it just seems like a limiting way of life. You know, it's not going out exploring, doing, learning. Yeah. So I wish them the karma. I wish them the life that they inflicted upon others. I don't know if that's witchcraft or just mental health shit, but trying to make peace with my past, it's often easier said than done, but we're all a work in progress, right? Right. So with that, I will leave you. I will bid you adieu, and thank you for joining me on this journey of self-exploration. Kind of rambled a little bit, but I got a nice lap warmer, and you saw a cute dog, so I appreciate that. Let me know down in the comments what you're going to do this week to help with a little bit of self-care. I took a few days off from YouTube for my self-care because I needed it, but I'm back and hopefully going to be doing bigger, better things, and I hope bigger and better things for you too. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video.